Hello, everybody. Hello, you lovely two. Sorry we're late, everybody else. We are doing reading and productivity sprints, but I haven't seen Ashlyn and Alex for ages, so we just had a really frantically rushed conversation to catch up. So that's where we've been for the last 7 minutes or so. So sorry about that. So it's lovely to see you two. Every time I see you, I'm like, it's been too long since I've seen your faces. It feels like it has been again.
Yeah, it definitely has been. It always is, but yes, it's been.
Yeah, it's been ages, hasn't it? We've just been hanging upside down in a cupboard, haven't we, Ashlyn? Like a pair of bats. We've just been waiting to come back.
Whereas I feel I've been more like the headless chicken variety of animal. Like, I occasionally sit down. Sometimes I make cups of tea. I sometimes drink them. It's just been a really weird year. 2024 feels like it's lasted forever and also gone by in the blink of an eye. At the same time.
Yeah, I get that.
Fathom it. I've got phone alarms going off in my ears. And it's quite funny on the subject of bats. My son's just realised that I like bats, so anywhere that he finds one in a book, he's absolutely delighted to show it to me. And he was playing a game today that had like background bats, just for the sole purpose of pointing out the background bats to me. So he was totally missing his game to go, look, another bat, look, another bat.
That's so cute. Bless him. Bless him.
I'm working on the spookiness. I know you. Have you got one spooky kid, Ashlyn, or are all of your kids spooky? I know there's one in particular.
Mara, yeah, the youngest is very spooky. They're all pretty spooky. They all like scary things, but Mara is really very morbid. And now, of course, I can't think of a single spooky thing she's said or done ever. But my kids have my husband. So my daughter was she's learning to play the piano, and she learned Castle on a Cloud from Les Mis. So she was playing that like she taught it to herself, and was doing her head in. So my husband was like, "Okay, I'm going to teach you something else." So he taught her the Halloween theme tune.
Of course he did.
Yeah, of course it did. And so then it was Easter break for 2 weeks, and he was still, working, and I was here, and she taught it to her brother. So it's just been constant Halloween theme music for the entire Easter break. So I do have a pretty spooky house, even just with the soundtrack.
I love that. I am slightly concerned that Nathan knows who all of these horror movie villains are, and because at Halloween I have this advent calendar where you got a little villain every day, and I was a bit worried that he was going to go to nursery and go like, "Mummy, Mummy says that I know who Leatherface is and Ghostface," and I haven't let him watch the films. He's just played with my action figures. Everyone, okay, just to clarify that. So yeah, he loves my Beetle. I've got this really horrible, scary Beetlejuice figure that looks just completely deranged, and he finds it really funny. So I think I've probably passed that gene on to him.
That's brilliant.
All is good. So what are we doing tonight? Are we reading, writing? I assume you're both writing. I don't like to make assumptions, but are you writing, Alex? Is that a cable? Is that some wall? I feel like I can never tell with you.
Yeah, sorry, I am. So I have been crocheting Leo the vampire and Mina the ghost. I will warn you, Mina is currently bald. Here she is. In all her bald glory.
She looks so cute bald.
So this
is amazing.
This is Mina on this side, and then Leo's in an even worse state because she is bald and armless.
Oh my gosh, amazing!
So I'm making Leo's arm. So that's what I've been doing on my very cool and hip TikTok. Very cool and hip and down with the kids. But I am going to be writing today. So I'm going to be writing my new series, Ministry of Mischief, which comes out in September. We had a change of title. So I've kind of hinted at this before as being something called Imp World. However, it kind of underwent some changes at Simon & Schuster, and a few things were kind of like moved around and workshopped and whatnot, and in the end it became Ministry of Mischief. So that's what I'm getting up to today, book 2.
That's a very cute title. I like the other title too, to be fair. Publishing has these weird things, doesn't it, where it's like we workshop this with a massive group of mysterious people and we feel that the title needs to change. My title very slightly changed with Waterstones. Mine went from Mina and the Dead to Mina and the Undead. because Waterstones pointed out that dead could mean zombies, I think they said, and I was like, oh yeah, cool, it could. So they added an "un" to my title. It's weird, isn't it? I didn't realize this was a thing. I thought authors just picked their titles and they stayed forever before I went into publishing.
Yes, me too. Although, you know, it's one of those things. I absolutely do understand why. It was quite a kind of a painful thing that was kind of compounded by I had like a bit of a tough time. I'd caught COVID, a bunch of stuff happened, and then all of a sudden had this title change, and I had a few worries about it. You know, I was concerned that we would be ungoogleable, and you know, it would be too close to certain other things. But response to it has been really good, and you know, the effort that's gone into it from the S&S team. Ultimately, this is what everyone else wants. So at the end of the day, that it did stop with me, the decision. I could have stuck to my guns, but I think better to kind of trust the people who know and to kind of just run with it. So that's basically what's happened in a nutshell. But this was like a very lengthy process over a few months. So
it's really hard. You've called it a thing in your head, and it's, you know, that's what it is. So you kind of have to. It's like if somebody said, "Hey, Ashlyn, you've got to change one of your kids' names. That's okay, right?" You'd be like, So yeah, I get that feeling. I've been there, and all will be well. I think readers aren't going to know that protracted process, are they? They're just going to pick up a really cool book with a good title and a great cover that's written by you, and none of that will kind of factor in.
Yeah, we will see.
It will be grand.
We'll see.
It'll be.
I am absolutely certain that it will be, and I cannot wait to share the cover with everybody. I've seen it, an early version of it, and it is quite amazing. So we'll see. The entire package is very exciting. My understanding is it's currently in Bologna, so my heart is kind of pounding a little bit. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see whether there are any takers. It is a bit of a bizarre story, but you know, this is what happens. S&S, when you tell me to write whatever I want, that's what you get. So
I relate so much,
Alex.
I've spent a lot of like the past couple of years wrestling with, do I write what I want to write, or do I actually write something commercial and marketable that people understand? So I'm like, I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can write something that's one genre that is easily pitchable, or
you be yourself.
It doesn't work.
And I think you know, your reader can feel the authenticity, can't they? And they respond to that. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. How about you, Ashley? What are you working on? I felt like you're always going to surprise us. I never know what's going to come. Is it going to be middle grade, YA?
I do want to get back to work on my middle grade in a bit. But for the
join us.
For the moment, I really want to read this Spirit Level by Richie Craven, which is out in a couple of weeks. And he's an Irish writer. I don't know if you've heard of him, but it's about a guy whose best friend dies. And then he realizes, it's an adult book. He realizes, this guy Danny realizes he can talk to ghosts, but only when he's drunk. So it's the most Irish of Irish books.
I love that.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. I've read the first few pages and it's made me laugh so much. So I'm really looking forward to getting into a little bit of it. And I haven't read a book properly in longer than I would like to, like possibly a month, which is ridiculous. And it's a short one. So I'm looking forward to getting into that and balancing this and writing, because I feel like I need to refill the tank a little bit. I've been busy with giving creative writing workshops up and down in Dublin. And I tell a lie, I did read a book, because I read Iris Green Unseen by Louise Finch, which is out in May. And that sounds good. Yes, it's so good. She's like going through some trauma, and she she starts discovering she can turn invisible, and first of all she hates it, and then she realizes it's actually quite so like her boyfriend, it's not a spoiler, it's on the back of the book, her boyfriend is like cheating on her with her friend and stuff like that, so she feels completely betrayed, so she uses her powers for, I mean, first of all she doesn't like it, and then she realizes she can use her powers to like spy on people, and or just go to school but be in the background. It's really good, it's really sad, but I haven't read a book since that a few weeks ago, so
it's nice to have the time, isn't it, to read. I always feel like when I'm reading I ought to be writing, but I've been making time every day to do at least a chapter, and it's made me really happy. I've read quite a lot of books this year, and it's been nice to have that time. But then maybe now I'm behind on Minmus too, so I don't know.
It does make you a better writer, though, doesn't it? Reading,
it does. I was going to say that you need it. You need to read other people's brilliant stuff, I think, to keep yours sharp and shiny. And same with you, Ashlyn. Like I've tried to move past the feeling guilty. I've had a couple of months of not working on my own stuff at all much, doing some freelance stuff, and I was like, actually, that's fine. I've been pondering and plotting and like thinking about what I want to write next, and now me and my agent have agreed on something. I sent her loads of stuff, and she, over the course of London Book Fair and Bologna, bless her, so she was kind of working on other stuff in between. I was just like, can you just look at these too while you're really, really busy? So she went through all the stuff I sent, and we both like the same one, so that's really good. It's going to be a bit bonkers, the person who's going to try and write something more commercial. It's going to be a bit of a wild one, I think, which should be fun. So yeah, I'm going to try and do an hour on my freelance, 40 minutes on my freelance thing, and then start my new thing, and it'll be the first time I've worked on it, so you're going to see lots of crossface probably, and my giant notebook. This is my old giant notebook from I use these notebooks that are this big to plot in.
Cool.
And I've bought a new one. So you'll see the giant notebook obscuring my screen while I start plotting in that.
How exciting.
Yeah,
very cool.
So it'll be good fun. I'll chat to you about it when we're not live. I don't put things out in the public. I'm like weird, superstitious. I don't like talking about stuff I'm working on until it is an announced thing, and then I feel like I can relax. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm sort of shooting myself in the foot if I talk about it beforehand. I don't know why. Right, let's do some comments.
Yay!
Oh, hi, Stephen. Thank you. A couple of people said they're going to come on the sprint tonight and read my book, and I was like, oh yay, but also, oh god, I hope you're enjoying it. So if they go really quiet in the comments, that there's some awkward conversations to be had with me, but it's fine. Whereas this lovely lady was one of the first people to read it. Sharon got an
yay, Sharon.
And being the gem that she is, Sharon read it super fast and reassured me that it wasn't terrible and that she really enjoyed it. So everybody needs a Sharon, because it really made me feel good at a point where
oh my god, can you imagine if you had your own pocket Sharon to sit on your shoulder? If you feel bad, you could just get her out your pocket and just put her on your shoulder and feel better.
I think it is like a requirement. I think everybody needs a miniature Kev to do their tech and like kind of husbanding support, and then they need a miniature Sharon for horror recommendations and just general cheerful loveliness.
I agree.
Yes, a few hours of reading sounds excellent. A few hours of relaxing reading. The Demonic Foes by Dr. Richard Gallagher. I love that, Sharon, that's your like nice chilled. I'm not laughing at you, Sharon. I'm just not surprised, but really happy for you that makes you feel happy and joyful. I'm going to look it up immediately as well. Yay, Alex!
Ah, mwah. Beautiful Sharon.
That makes one of us. I need to go and quietly pre-order it as well, because I'm terrible. It's pre-orderable now, isn't it? Sharon's just pre-ordered it.
Yes, it is. It is pre-orderable. It's all over the place.
Yay.
Oh, hello.
Hi, Nadine.
Hello.
Good morning. I'm always confused by time differences. I don't ever know what time it is. Hi, Kay. Oh, I've never read an Emily Henry book. I keep seeing her books literally everywhere. Emily Henry, did she write Book Lovers and what's the other one? But really lovely, like adult rom-coms, from what I've heard, that are good books. Don't ask me to blow your book. Hi. Hello.
Hello.
So, right. I feel like now is a good time to do a sprint. I've got a little person who may or may not be awake, so I'm going to disappear at some point and check if Kev's having any success. It's possible he's fallen asleep with little person. So hopefully I'll do some work in the sprint, but who knows? Are you crocheting, Alex, or are you straight into the writing now?
I'm going to be writing. I've got my little laptop here ready. It's the laptop that's got no games on it, so I can't get distracted. So I'm going to put my crochet to one side, and I'm gonna descend into Chaos World, aka Imp World, aka
My
Ministry of
netbook
Mischief.
had it. I had a farming game on my netbook, which is now broken, and I'm really sad because it was like my go-to procrastination tool, and the netbook's broken, so like Farm Frenzy is lost.
Oh
But probably
no!
much better than writing. Hello! Oh, I really want to read more Tessa Bailey. I read one book earlier this year. It happened last summer, some kind of summer. And it was really good. I need to read more. I've bought her newest one, something about a fangirl. Oh God, I'm so bad. Why can I not remember book titles? Fangirl Down, I think it's called. And I've got a couple of others too, but I haven't read them yet. Story of my whole life. Own it, haven't read it. Right, let's put the kitty on, and I'll see you all in 40 minutes. Let us know in the comments what you're getting up to.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Hello. I was trying to speak really calmly after the cat wakes everybody up. How did we get on? How did you get on, Ashley?
Great. I got my kitchen tidy, which was what I needed to do. And this book is brilliant. And I made a big mistake deciding to read it because now I don't want to do anything else.
You don't need
really
to.
Good. No, I don't need to. You're right. Refill the well. It's research and whatnot. It's really good though. I'm just reaching the bit where things get like really dramatic, and so
cool.
It's a bad place to have to stop. Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. If you're reading a really good book, I think you need to lean into it sometimes. And I'm trying not to write now if I feel absolutely wrung out, because I've spent too long doing that. But the problem is, if I feel wrung out every single day, at some point you need to pick the laptop up, don't you? But yeah, I think tea and a book sounds like a good way to spend your evening, but that's just me. How about you, Alex? How did the writing go?
Really well. So I've finished my chapter. I'll just say that it involves a runaway train, and I really enjoyed it. Let's just say that nothing goes to plan, and then I've started my new. Yeah, absolutely. It would be a boring story if everything went right, but I'm starting chapter 8 now. So yeah, really good. I'm happy with that. How about you?
Fabulous. I am doing a freelance thing, of which I can't say anything really. It's just a thing I'm doing for a client, and it's gone really well. I've got to just the point I needed to, and I was planning to reread it tonight, but I think what I'll do is do that tomorrow and get onto my plotting in the next
Yes. Oh my god, so exciting.
Like, where's my giant notebook? I need to go and retrieve the giant notebook to start. I always feel really excited but also nervous that I forget that, when you're at the end and you're like editing a book and you know exactly what happens in it and you're just tidying things up, I always forget how scary that moment is of like, there's a girl and she does a thing in a place and like some people die, and my agent was like, I hope there's going to be some romance in this one. You haven't mentioned romance in the pitch. I was like, oh, yeah, there is. I just didn't tell you. So I need to look at my pitch, I think, and make it actually sound like everything that is in my head is in the pitch.
Yep.
So I think that's what I'll do first, because I kind of use the pitch as the start to my plotting and then expand it out. That's what I'm hoping.
That's a good idea. See, I tend to do things the other way around, and it just makes it really difficult. So I think that makes sense to me. I mean, I think a lot of authors struggle with like summaries and blurbs and things like that, don't we? So I think that you've got your head screwed on there, Amy. That's a good.
Well, I mean, I made the mistake of Mina in the Cult of really fudging when Yukon asked for a synopsis. I like really fudged it and I made it sound really dramatic, but to me it was evident that I had no idea what I was talking about, and it caught up with me when it came to actually plotting it, and I still didn't know what I was talking about. So I really tried with this one. I spent ages writing the pitch just to kind of get clear in my head what I wanted it to be. And then I threw in a really random, crazy thing, and my agent was like, oh, yeah, I like that. So it turns out I'm doing the random, crazy thing as well in the middle of it. But yeah, the last time I was asked to write a synopsis, Sandra said to write like a normal length synopsis, a medium length one. And it was 8 pages long. And she said that wasn't what I meant by a succinct medium length, but being the star she is, she went through and like marked where I could cut it, and I just went accept. And so I still don't know how to do it. How many books in am I?
So what?
Sorry, I lost you for a sec. Ashley, what did you say?
Sorry, I don't know if it's me, but everything keeps freezing. I don't know if I'm freezing on your end or if I'm just randomly stopping in the middle of a sentence.
Yeah, you are, Ashley. I think it's better now, though.
Yeah, it seems to have recovered.
Okay. I don't know what I was saying. I think I was going to say, so what is a medium length, which is supposed to be a long or a short one?
I don't know. I don't know if she used the word medium. She was like, kind of, because I asked her how long it needs to be, and she was just like, oh, just an average length one. And I was like, got it, average. You mean 8 pages of densely packed script, don't you? I just wanted to write her a whole book. I didn't want to write her a summary of the book I've already written. That just seems like I've done the work. Why did I have to summarize the work?
Yeah, I feel that. Last time I had to do any sort of synopsis, I did kind of like the blurby version, so like one paragraph where it doesn't really give anything away, and then managed to condense the story onto one page of A4, just giving everything and giving everything away, but just in, a more digestible chunk. But it was so difficult. It would take me less time to write like a whole proper chapter than it would to, try and condense. I feel like trying to stick to a smaller word count is so tricky. People don't realize.
No, it sounds like magic to me, getting into one page. I think that would just be a blur of, well, he betrayed so-and-so, he's dead, she's not dead, you think she's dead, but she, it would just be like a laundry list of terrible things done to
it's
terrible
middle
people.
grade though, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it is a lot more kind of simplified, and there's no kissing, so we don't have to kind of deal with all that, which is good. There's no snogging in Rules for Vampires, you guys. I'm sorry.
I sometimes forget that. I love middle grade, but I sometimes forget when I'm reading it that I'm reading it, and I'm like waiting for the sexy kisses and the like brutal murders, and they just don't happen. I'm like, oh, I
mean,
forgot.
there are a few brutal murders in this, but it's only ever to grown-ups, and it's only ever kind of like off screen, if that makes sense. I mean, spoiler alert, Mina does die in book 1, hence being a ghost. But she doesn't die in a horrible way compared to the Orphan Master, who burns to death in a fallen wardrobe. So, I think it's just what you can and can't get away with, which we've discussed loads of times, haven't we? It's interesting. YA is such a strange, like, I always feel a little bit like, oh, when I'm reading a YA, I'm like, what's going on? What is this kissing? Why is there flirting in my book? What's happening?
You just never know. YA is so broad now that it's from like teen/teen to like ripping each other's clothes off. And I always get really surprised when I'm reading what I think is a YA and it ends up being really raunchy. And I'm like, because there's some stuff like Fourth Wing, isn't there, that I think is adult but has like a YA vibe. So I start reading them thinking I'm reading a YA, and then suddenly, people are doing stuff and I'm like, oh, this is an adult book. Got it.
Yeah. I mean, there's NA, isn't there, which is new adult, which kind of, walks that line, I suppose.
Yeah, it's funny how teen and new adult don't seem to be as much of a thing in the UK, do they? Like, I mean, they are, but they're just like, they're not a category in the bookshop a lot of the time.
Kind of merged. I mean, I think having spoken to a bunch of librarians in secondary schools, I think that is quite an issue in terms of, getting books that are suited to teenagers into their hands, and knowing exactly what's right for each age group. A big thing that I've come across in several libraries is manga.
Yeah, that's tricky.
And I mean, a lot of this stuff, kids have told me that they're reading such and such a manga, and I've looked at them like, should you be reading that? Probably not.
I've got one called Stepping on Roses, which is basically just like adult smut, but I didn't realize it was that when I bought it, and it turned out I quite liked it when I did read it. But it looks really cute and kind of like the front's covered in roses, and there's just a pretty boy.
I've got a great example of a similar thing here, actually, you guys. So it's the Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation.
I mean,
this is it's a novel. There is a manga of it as well. Well, it's not manga, sorry, it's manhwa. It's Chinese, it's not Japanese. But this is based on the Untamed Netflix series. Or sorry, the series is based on this. And it looks very cute and very wholesome and very lovely. And it is, but it's also very sexy. So, make of that what you will. But I do recommend. I've got all 5 of them and they are very good.
I went through a proper manga obsession, and then I was reading them too fast to actually afford to read any more manga, because you can read one in like an hour, can't you? And then you're like, oh, that cost me 10 quid.
Yes, I know what you mean. I've got one manga collection, and it's Haikyuu, the volleyball.
Oh, manga. No, I haven't got that.
Oh, it's so good. The anime is great as well. Because I mean, obviously, I'm very athletic, you guys. So when it comes to like
course you
volleyball and
are.
stuff, I know everything there is to know about volleyball now. But yeah, it just makes me laugh that one turned out to be my favourite because I hated PE when I was growing up.
That's the good thing about books, though, isn't it? Like that you can become, and TV shows. Like me and Kev became obsessed with Friday Night Lights, which is about American football. Do either of us like sport? No. Do we know anything about American football? Also, no. But we were like to the point where we've rewatched it several times and absolutely love it. And
Oh my
like I get
God.
really caught up in the games because they're fake games. If you showed me a real American football game, we did go and watch one, and we're like, oh, this really takes a long time. We were there like an hour, 2 hours.
Oh my God.
Like
I'll
minutes.
have to look that up. I'll have to look it up. I liked
it's so
what was
good.
it?
Yeah,
A League of Their Own. Have you guys seen that? A League of Their Own.
I've seen the movie, but not the show.
Yes, it's the show I'm thinking of. The women's baseball. I freaking loved that. I was so sad when it got cancelled. I cried.
Yeah.
But that's really, really good, and it's a great lesbian romance, which I'm here for. I absolutely love it. It was great.
I haven't seen the TV show. I love the film. Again, it's that kind of rousing, like sporting fiction to me is much more exciting than the actual sport.
Yeah, I get that.
I think we just want the girls.
Siri just randomly beeped at me and told me I was with wings. I'm not sure why. I don't think I said anything to her. Sorry, I was just looking at my phone because Siri randomly beeped and I said, "You are the wind beneath my wings," and I didn't say anything to Siri.
Oh my God, Siri!
Did you say the word lesbian and Siri got really excited, Alex?
Siri, calm down. Calm down, girl. Siri's lonely.
Oh. My son talks to Alexa like Alexa is a person, and I love the conversations that a child can have with Alexa. Like, he'll go, Alexa, tell me a story, and she will. And she'll sing you a song. She will trump. She will. There's quite a few things she'll do. She'll make animal noises for you, or play animal noises.
That's so cute.
Yeah, and you don't find these things until a child starts having. I think he thinks there's a tiny woman.
Probably.
Or a woman like with a speaker somewhere that's just sitting there, and that's her full day job to be Alexa. Let's see what the people in the comments are doing, and then maybe we should do some more stuff. I did. It was really lovely. Although I will tell you a brief story. I was reading Diavola, which is a story about a haunted holiday rental. And we got there and everybody was like, Amy, but you'll be really pleased about who the neighbours are. And I looked and it was a graveyard. It was our next door neighbours. So as I'm reading this haunted, terrifying book about haunted holiday rental, in a holiday rental, all I could see was the gravestones there. So that was nice. But it was a gorgeous place. It had this wild garden with all these little passageways, a hot tub at the end. It was so lovely, like really nice.
Where did you go, Amy? Where did you go?
Near Scarborough. And we went to a really cool place near Scarborough as well called Waldy's, which I highly recommend if you're ever in that part of the world. It's a lavender farm, so everything smells of lavender. Wow. And it's one of those places with lovely trails and like woodlands and random stuff to do as you go. So there's like a massive pool table where you play football pool and you have to score different colour balls, like kick them into the holes. I didn't play, I just watched because I thought it'd be a bit dangerous if I played that. And then there was like mini golf, but with footballs and stuff. It was just a really nice, wholesome family trip. So thank you for that, Christian Stephen, setting me off on a ramble. Hello, I mean, that's not terrifying, is it? Thanks.
Yay!
She just messaged me. It's the third one, so she's got all that wrapping up the trilogy nonsense to come. That sounds like a good plan. Get yourself in a cozy reading place.
I'm comfy on the sofa today as well.
Nathan, Kev is reading Mina and the Cult now. I'm going to have to open it and see what happens on page 32 just to check what Raven's got to come. Because there's some stuff coming up around that point where Sharon said she screamed. You know our tough friend Sharon? I'm sure she won't mind telling you this, that she screamed near the start of the book. So,
oh my God, it must have been good.
Raven. I think that was, you've got a little while.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, I'm glad to help, you know. And if you do want to laugh, although Alexa calls them farts, which is unfortunate when I'm trying to teach my child not to call them farts, you have to say, Alexa, do it, and then you describe the fart, and she does one of different kinds. like squeaky, long, short. I've heard all of them. So if you want to try that next, Sharon, and see if that works out for you. Oh, this happened to me earlier, Kate. I had like a fleeting moment of I tend to read in the bath, which I know is probably really bad manners, might be dropping books, getting them damp and stuff, but it's just a place I can read where it's quiet. And I had this real indecision if I had to just choose a book in 30 seconds. I ended up choosing the most random horror novella, and it was brilliant. Cirque Berserk, it's called, about a bunch of teenagers who break into an abandoned amusement park called Cirque Berserk, where a load of people were murdered, and it got closed down in the 80s. So randomly picking is sometimes a good thing. It's really fun. Do you know what? I'm not surprised, Sharon. And yet, to be fair, we were probably the noisiest people in the community that weekend, because what with the cemetery next to us. I actually found it really lovely and peaceful. I'm not sure that Kev's family felt the same way, but I do like a cemetery.
Nice and chill. My primary school growing up was next to a graveyard.
It all comes out now, Alex. That explains a lot, doesn't it?
There you go. Yeah, clearly this is just where it's at. You know, cool kids hang out next to graveyards or in graveyards.
Yeah,
definitely. Mom's house when I was growing up, I backed into a graveyard as well, so we used to hang out there. My brother fell. My brother's got a scar down his face when he fell and almost lost his eye on a gravestone, so he's just got a gravestone scar down the side of his face.
That's cool.
Pretty.
Not cool.
That's a cool story though to tell, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, you can't really see it anymore. You could when he was younger, but now you can only see it when he smiles, and it's really awesome.
I'm always really miffed when I hear about people, like teenagers who've got a cool graveyard to hang out in near where they live in books. I'm like, oh, where's my local cool graveyard?
Start one, Amy.
I could. That would be
graveyard.
I can't think of my next serial killer book, so I'm going to start my own graveyard and just like work from there. There's got to be an idea in that. See, all the cool people grew up near cemeteries. Like it all.
Yes, Chloe.
Yep. Obviously, and that's why I'm not cool, because I didn't grow up near a cemetery. I had to go and find them. I do, like, when I go and visit places, I do tend to I look what bookshops are there, what castles are there, and what cemeteries there. My trifecta of things that I want to do when I go to a place. So of course in New Orleans I was like, oh, they're everywhere. This is great. And we went into the one that randomly that is now so dangerous, and tourists get targeted there. So you have to have a tour guide. When we went in 2012, it wasn't the case, but we did get approached by a very scary man in there. Luckily, Kev was with me.
Oh
so
no!
Yeah, he was kind of being nice, but I could tell he was trying to fleece us for all that we were worth, which probably wasn't that much. Oh, that's so nice, Sharon. That sounds really lovely and peaceful. And you can, scare some people. If anybody comes in, you can just if you want to, ruin somebody's day. That's not, I'm going all into YA author territory now. I feel like I'm talking about characters and not real people. I think I better go and create some spooky characters because I'm just in a very rambly place. Oh, yes. Me too. I'm kind of wondering where's a good local cemetery that I can go to. I think I might have to answer some questions if I went and took my little one there. I think you'd be like, what's this place? On an episode of Bluey, they end up pulling up outside a cemetery and Bingo, the little sister, calls it Statue World, which I thought was really cute. Statue World.
I saw that the other day. That's really cute. Oh, look, it's Statue World. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I don't want to explain that. We haven't got we do go to for a while we went to this really lovely old church, and to get into the church you have to walk through a graveyard, and I saw my son looking at it side to side every time, and at no point did he say, what are all those stones there? And I was like, I don't really want to explain that.
All this talk about peaceful graveyards, by the way, has just reminded me. So I was at a funeral last week, and we're in the cemetery. And the cemetery we're in the country, rather in the countryside, and there's actually a field of cows right by the grave that we were standing at, and the priest's trying to give his little thing as the coffin's going into the grave. But anytime anyone said anything, anytime we finished anything, a cow would just moo really loudly. And we're all like, we were the close family. It was a granny. We were the close family. So you could see everyone like behind us, the less close people sort of trying to hold it together. We were all just cracking up. Because it was just literally the priest would finish any prayer and the cow would just be like, moo, like he had to have a say in it as well. So it's the least peaceful cemetery.
You know, maybe it was her. Maybe it was like her influence. having a little laugh at you all. It's possible.
That wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't say, just, you know.
Was she a bit mischievous? Sort of thing is,
she was very mischievous, and she was a proper sort of like a powerhouse of a badass. And last thing she would have wanted would be for anyone to be crying or to be sad. So I could fully see her just like at the end of every sentence, just poking the cow and getting them to move again. To make yeah, I bet that was
a legend.
When I was a kid, a family friend's granddad used to nod off and snore in the corner, and he was well known for like a party's going on around him, and suddenly you hear like this like train type noise in the corner. And at his funeral, all of a sudden this noise that sounded very much like snoring started up, and my mum was like, what is happening? Why can I hear snoring like coming from the front of the church? And somebody was mowing the lawn just outside the church, and literally it went through the whole church. Like everybody was like, because they all knew what he was like. So bless him. I think Arthur like had a last laugh as well. Like, you can't make this stuff up, can you? And it's nice, isn't it? I think if it's a really difficult day, isn't it? If there's something that can give you a bit of levity and
very much so
about it.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. I do like looking at the names of tombstones. I've never seen one as cool as Drusilla. Do you know what? I've heard reference to these weeping angels. I don't know what they are. I've not really watched that much Doctor Who.
Oh, Amy, it's iconic. Iconic, the weeping angels.
I've watched one episode that had Anthony Head in it, and that is...
I'm shocked.
I know. And I did watch some Torchwood because Chase Masters was in it.
Oh, so... I love Torchwood. I watched all of Torchwood. I love it.
He's not in... Is he in a few episodes, Alex? I can't remember how many he's in. He's a love interest, I think, isn't he, for a while, of the main guy, who I don't remember the name of. What's he called? John Barrowman. Is that what he's called?
Yeah, well, Jack Harkness in the...
Okay,
in the... Yes, but John Barrowman, yeah. He was in trouble, wasn't he, for coming up behind his female co-stars and suddenly showing them his willy.
Really?
Yeah. I know. Naughty boy.
That is really shocking. Like,
yeah, I know. Naughty.
Yeah, that's really naughty. I feel like I need to go down the rabbit hole now and like Google him, but
yeah.
I mean, on the subject of horrifying weeping, I'm assuming we're talking weeping angels.
Yes, not the willy.
I'm not going to say what just pops into my head. I'm going to keep quiet. I need to look them up. Oh, Sharon, do I need to watch it? Is it one of those things that I won't understand it if I didn't watch it like back in the day? Will it make no sense to me? Like, can you pick it up as a new watcher?
I think you can. I was a little bit horrified. I'm sure I told you guys the Doctor Who special around Christmas time, this latest one with the little creatures.
Oh, yeah.
Up in the sky, and then the biggest one is their king. And I was thinking, like, this is very, very close to my new book series, except without the baby eating. There's no baby eating in it, but there is kidnapping of children. So it did make me think, oh no. But no, I would say that you can pick up a bit of Doctor Who. Who is everyone's favourite Doctor, though? I wonder in the chat. Who is everyone's fave? I mean, David Tennant obviously is very, very popular.
Yes, yeah, I can picture certain doctors. Like Rose was his, I want to say, assistant. Is that the word? What are they called?
Companion.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sharon. So you're a proper, like, dedicated Doctor Who fan. And maybe Sharon needs to tell me, like, where to start Doctor Who. Do I start from the beginning? Do I start from a particular place? Oh, All different answers.
There
2
you
votes
go.
for David Tennant. Can anybody do a tiebreaker and vote for Matt Smith or Tom Baker?
Matt Smith is very, very good, and then you get Amy and Rory, don't you? Who are great. Amy Pond.
Amy Pond. I'm gonna have to look
She's
up.
played by Is it Karen? Is it
Karen
Gillan?
Gillan.
Oh yeah,
Karen
I can
Gillan.
picture her being in it.
She's very good.
Oh, I didn't realize she was in it. How did I not know that?
Yes, okay. Yeah, and she's absolutely amazing. Nebula is my favorite character from Guardians of the Galaxy, so I very much enjoy her and everything she's in.
Oh, she's fantastic in that. I don't think I've seen her in much else. I think Guardians of the Galaxy in general is still the first one is still one of my favorite films. Like there's so many good moments in it that make me feel really happy.
It is so good, and it goes by so quickly as well when we watch it.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, Peter Capaldi, yes. Yeah. We didn't watch the Capaldi era, Kay. We missed out on it.
Was he pretty recent? Like last
In the grand scheme of things, he was recent.
He was before Jodie Whittaker. So, like
yes.
He was the third last. Well, like there's there's the current one, and then Jodie Whittaker, and then him. He was before her, right?
Yeah, Shooty Gatwa, then Jodie, then him.
Okay.
I think. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot. I'm absorbing all this knowledge. David Tennant seems to be a popular choice. Okay, I'm going to digest all of that and do some plotting. Are you continuing to read, Ashlyn?
I think I might at least for another couple of chapters. Just one more chapter, Mum.
Yeah, go on. Just read the rest of the night, Ashlyn, for us. Do it. Are you continuing to write?
Really good.
I am. I'm going to write a little bit more. I've nearly finished Leo's other arm, so what I may end up doing is writing this, and then I might finish the arm while we chat, and then attach the arms. It couldn't do no harm, right? Sorry, I've been in a school today and I'm in a bit of a funny mood. I'm just going to write.
Do it. Oh, somebody used a vampire pun the other day. Something about bats, and I was like, oh, a vampire pun I've not had. I get a lot of bloodies, like bloody goods and fantastics and stuff. And somebody said something about. I'm gonna have to find it, but it was like a pun using bat, and I was just really impressed and proud of the person who managed to use a new vampire pun.
I need to steal it. I feel like I'm running out of vampire puns, running out of fresh ones. You know, I can't really use bloody as a middle grade author.
Yeah, definitely fantastic. And what's the other one? Oh, stakes. The stakes are high. That's a good one.
Yeah,
I get that.
I like that. I like also thanks for listening at the end of my assembly. Thanks for listening, and then they all go and roll around.
I might have to steal that one because I am like I've told you, I'm doing my first assembly in a month now.
Yes.
Terrifying.
Very exciting.
I have done them as a teacher. I don't know why I'm so scared. It's because primary school children scare me less than secondary school children. I think that's the takeaway.
Yeah, although I think it's just bringing them like, you know, meeting them at their level, but bringing them to your level as well. Creating, if you go into it with an aura of chaos about yourself, then they will kind of, you know, meet you where you're at, I think.
Oh, I'll definitely bring that because I can't not. I feel like I'm just a track chaos at the moment.
Yeah, okay, be fine.
Let's do a sprint. I'm going to go and find the giant notebook because you might not be able to see me in a minute because I'll have this notebook propped up in front of me. So fair warning, if there's a black rectangle, it's me plotting. Okay, I'm going to do another 40 minutes and then we will see you in Hello. Can confirm I was not ready for that at all.
Hello. Did it make you jump?
Yeah, just a bit. I looked, I've got 2 minutes left, and I was like, oh, I'm fine. I can finish this idea. And then the next thing I know, the clock's meowing at me.
How did it go?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this new idea. I think there's lots, certain ideas, you've got like a little tiny bit of it, and then you're stuck, and it takes ages. I think there's quite a lot to dig out of this one. And what I tend to do is do like a mind map. So I've got a character mind map, and then the next page is like a plot element one, and then I've got a setting one, and I just write down everything that I know so far, and then start filling in gaps. So
that's very good.
Hopefully, I always like it. These big notebooks are so fun. I think it was Laurie Halse Anderson, who's a YA contemporary author that I read a lot in my probably early 20s. She said that she always uses a big piece of paper to plot out her books, and I tried that, and it does work to me for some extent. And I think she writes chapter summaries on big piece of paper as well. And I just tried this, and it seems to work for me. I've got so many of them, and then normally I get really excited at the start, and then I abandon them when I start writing. I'm like, I'd probably never look at it again, but it's just the exploring bit of it. I found my original Mina and the Undead one, and it's so funny what I thought the book was going to be about to begin with, and the terrible names I gave characters and stuff. It's like, it's really bad. I love that. Jared had a really bad name at one point. I can't remember. I better not say it in case it's somebody's name, but it was really bad. It was like,
oh my God. I do this thing where I will name a character something as a placeholder, and then that becomes their name.
Yeah, I have.
And then can't give them any other name.
I've been there, and occasionally it's a placeholder of somebody that's like a celebrity or something, and then I'm like, oh, I really need to change that, because it actually, like it's a little something about a real person that's makes me think of that character.
Yes. Yeah, I get that. I think names can have such a strong association, can't they? And like there's several names for me that have been ruined. Again, I won't name any just in case, but I'm always kind of waiting for lovely people with that name to come along and change my mind,
It's being a teacher's tough as well, because like quite a lot of names I just exclude immediately because they're actual people I know. And when I was naming my son, there were certain names that I would just never ever use because I'd taught too many kids with that name, or I'd taught somebody with that name and just got a really strong association, like you said. And I can't name a kid that in case I also, get that.
I mean, they do reckon that there is such a thing as like naughty names, which is quite a controversial sort of take.
Really?
But there are a few names when I used to be a TA and a librarian where if I saw them on the intake list of the new cohort coming up in year 5, I'd have to remind myself, let's not be judging someone by their name, Tyler.
Yes. Oh no, that's wonderful.
Before they come up. And the funny thing is, one of my favorite kids ever was a Tyler. And I loved him so much, but he was a challenge. But I loved him, and I still think about him quite fondly. So yeah.
That name's come up for me as well, and a similar thing. Absolutely great kid, but a definite handful and a half.
Yeah.
It's the boys' names. There were certain boys' names that definitely did seem to indicate that you were going to have more than a handful.
Oh yeah.
Alex is yawning and I'm yawning, so I think I might do 20 minutes in the last sprint. How did you both get on? I rambled on about what I've been doing. Ashlyn, what did you do in that one? How did it go?
Yeah, great. I've reached a really good stopping point in the book. It's so good. It's so good. I'm about a quarter of the way through now, and I know it's going to be hard to focus on doing anything else, but it's good in that way where when I stopped, I felt like inspired to, I want to write now. So, see, that is the good thing about reading, is it really can inspire you when it's really good. You want to go do your own thing now. So I stopped and I did a little bit of plotting and character drawing here. No, I didn't. I drew a donut. I drew a donut.
Of course you did. I love that.
That could be a character in a middle grade book, right? Joey, the frisky going up companion.
It's making me feel hungry.
Isn't he Ashlin's little friend, Alex? God, the first thing he thought was like, that's a cute dinner, I'm going to eat it.
She looks like she'd enjoy it. She looks like she's ready for it.
How did you get on, Alex?
I've just written another 1,000 words.
Woo-woo.
Yay!
Thank you. I'm pleased with that. And yeah, I've had a good time. We've got some cool powers going on.
Ooh.
And yeah, some unexpected abilities manifesting. But this is the thing about Imp World, guys. It changes you. You know, you go there and then you're never the same. So
That sounds amazing.
wonderful.
Can I go? It sounds like I need an infusion of.
Yes, you can go. You are a naughty imp, Amy. You are.
100%.
I don't know what you're the imp in charge of, because every imp has a job. You know, the imp in charge of paper cuts, the imp in charge of stubbed toes, the imp in charge of when you're looking for something for ages and you can't find it, and then it was in your hand the whole time. So you need to have a job that's like a small misfortune.
Okay, I'll think about that. That could be one of my jobs in the next sprint. I'll think about what my imp job would be. What's your imp job? I assume you have an imp job.
Yeah, my job is getting pooed on by a bird.
Oh.
The imp in charge of getting pooed on by a bird, yeah.
Can I be the imp in charge of when you know you need to do something and you actually want to do it, but somehow you can't make yourself do it?
Yes. Yes, you can, Ashley.
No
problem. No problem. That's yours.
I'm trying to think what I could. Probably one of the worst things that happened to me as a teenager was walking under like a fabric awning that decided to unleash its water at that moment, and it filled up with rain, and I got absolutely drenched from head to toe. So I could be the imp of that.
The imp in charge of when you're walking under an awning, and then all of a sudden you get soaked.
Yeah.
So this is it. You need to have like a very specific title, even if it's very, very long. So I feel like that works. I feel like that's very good. Another good one is an imp of when you step in chewing gum.
Oh no,
the imp of when you are 2 seconds late for the bus and it leaves without you, and everyone on the bus turns and stares at you as it drives away.
Do you know what? I've got a new one. I'm actually the imp of having lost your glasses, but because you've not got your glasses on, you can't find your glasses. That's what I'm
no!
Because I've spent probably hours, if not days, of my life going, Kev, where are my glasses? Where are they?
I can't see without my glasses. Oh my days. You know, I'm going to add all of these. So guys, I actually have a document on my computer called the Imp Cyclopedia, and it has a list of all the imps, yes, and what their names are. So they all have different names and they all have a Z in them. So, for example, the imp in charge of stubbed toes is called Stubbs with a Z on the end. The imp in charge of paper cuts is called Slice with it's SZLICE. And these are main characters. These are main characters in the book. I can show you my crappy little illustrations if you want. That's Slice. Guys, I took these to Simon and Schuster with me because we didn't have Nick Illick's illustrations yet. This is Where's It, the imp in charge of when you're looking for something for ages and then it turns out it was in your hand the whole time. Just look at the quality of my drawings versus Sarah Ogilvy's in the background.
I think they could have saved some cash really there, just employed you to do it.
I know, they should have done, shouldn't they? Can you imagine? It would be horrendous. But anyway, there we go. That's my imp ramble for the day.
Your improv. Oh dear.
My improv. Clearly it was very important that I got it off my chest, you guys.
I think you should pitch this to Simon & Schuster as an actual book, your Imp Cyclopedia. I think that people would eat that up, honestly.
Spin-off.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be really good. One of my favourite books growing up actually was the the Digimon encyclopedia that had all of the Digimon in it. Yeah. And it had all of their stats and stuff. So I feel like that would be a really cool, that would be good. I would want to read that if I were a kid. And then we could have trading cards. I'm just thinking of the whole merch.
Get it pitched.
Plan, you guys. And I'm going to crochet them.
Pokemon encyclopedias. And yes, absolutely. I trading cards, the whole lot. TV show, then obviously spin-off.
Freaking love Pokemon. I was a Pokemon girl. Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons game, Imp World Dungeons and Dragons.
Imp World Dungeons and Dragons, where everyone plays an imp.
Yep. Computer game like Pokemon style, where you have to catch them and then be really angry that you caught them because they make you cut your fingers and stuff. Damn it, I caught a Pokeball and now I can't find my glasses ever again.
Yeah, that's it. They
not a Pokeball.
They take their revenge. Slice is my favorite character. In the book series, she's very cross. She's very over everybody's shenanigans. So I feel like I don't know where Stubbs has gone. I had drawn Stubbs as well, but I'm not sure where he is. There's a picture of him on my Instagram. You can find him, guys. He's lurking around here somewhere, but I did draw him as well. He's the blue one, the imp in charge of Stub Toes. He's very sweet and kind and lovely. But Slice is not. She's very ruthless, you know. And at Simon & Schuster, we support women's rights, but also women's wrongs. So it's nice having another female character who's an absolute grump.
There's a bit of a theme here, Alex. Like, you know, your little strong, fierce females. Quite like those.
Yes. Well, I'll look straight at Leo. Leo's a wimp. Mina is very fiery. Leo is a softie like me. But you know, we need all kinds of characters, don't we? So it's nice.
Oh, we do. Oh, Chloe feels the pain of talking to teenagers.
Oh, you know what though, Chloe? I think they'll really love you. Are you talking to creative writers? Or is it the entire cohort, or is it just kids that are interested in your topic?
You will be brilliant, Chloe. Chloe is already an adept YouTube. Is adept the right word? Brilliant. Let's just say brilliant, because adept sounds like not a strong enough word. She's a brilliant YouTuber who knows how to talk to cameras. So I feel like you can apply those skills and talk to actual people.
Oh, you're going to be great. I feel like they will really love you, Chloe. Yeah. Don't worry, just go and be yourself.
The worst thing about talking to teenagers compared to when you're used to talking to like little kids, like talking to any audience where they don't react, that's a horrible feeling. But if you're used to filming and doing YouTube all the time, then you're already used to saying hilarious things and, you know, not seeing the reaction in you know, in real time. I've lost my words. Not seeing the reaction in real time. So I feel like that is so true, Ashley. That is so true. It still won't be, but you know, it is. You know, it'll be something that is less off-putting, I would say.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is that, I mean, when I was their age, the worst thing possible for me, my biggest fear was being embarrassed at school. So to be seen to be enjoying something, or to be reacting to something, or to, you know, that would be like a complete no. So that's why I would sit there like just completely like flat-faced. Yeah. But inside they will be taking in what you're saying.
Yes, we'll remember that next time we're all standing in front of teenagers. Thank you. Alex is like the proper motivator we all need.
Oh no, I feel like Ashlyn most definitely there. I feel like Ashlyn with her words of wisdom. I'm gonna be remembering that. I'm gonna be bearing that in mind.
1970 Batman series. Speaking of like things,
very good.
Yay! Good. Excellent. Reading progress. Oh my god, that's my book. I'm gonna have to flick again and see where she's up to. Kev's reading it next week. I'm gonna go. You've read a lot. I'm impressed. Oh yes, come on. We're only doing a 20-minute one at the end because I'm in danger of dozing off as well.
Oh my god. I'll try and think of a name for your imp.
That's a terrifying
have a Z in it. No study with a Z for the S.
Yeah, no studies.
Or no revised.
Oh yeah.
With a Z.
Reviseless.
Reviseless.
The input look at my phone while the thing is in my hand. Yeah.
Yes, Sharon.
Yeah.
Yes, I absolutely. You know what? I love this imp, and I feel like this imp will come for all of us, and so we need to invite her in.
Can you write like a
Definitely.
comedy adult version of this encyclopedia as well, and put
Yes.
Sharon's at the top, please?
Yes. You know what? I love that. Menopause. I wonder what she would be like.
Don't you could use Sharon as your jumping off point. There are worse jumping off points than Sharon. She could have like amazing coloured hair and
She'd be so cute, hanging out in
penchant for
graveyards.
horror.
Yeah.
Oh, accounting students, about your career. See,
There you
that's
go.
good
So
though.
they're interested then already, aren't they? They are seeing a practical application of a course that they're doing. So that sounds spot on to me.
That's the first
fab.
time I did anything like that, Chloe. I did a similar. So you want to be a law student? Let me tell you the reality, and I put most of them off, I think. So yeah, I've been there and done that. It wasn't as bad as I thought because yeah, like Alex said, captive audience. They have already chosen the thing that you do.
That's it. You can always just, if you lock the doors at the back of the school hall, then none of them can get out.
Their accounting students, just show them a really gorgeous color-coded spreadsheet and they'll be with you, I'm sure.
Yes. Oh my God, I love a spreadsheet, you guys. And I'm not an accountant in any way. I can't count. I just love a spreadsheet.
Oh, I've got an accountant sitting next to me. He understands the spreadsheet fascination.
I
Right.
do spreadsheets. I've been using them to plan my daughter and my son's class birthday parties and tracking things, and everything's color coded, and all the parents think, because I'm leading the charge on both parties and just sharing the documents with everyone. But all the parents think I'm very organized because of the color coding and everything. And I'm like, no, because I just get bored if I just have to look at the plain spreadsheet. So yes, everything's color coded.
Make it pretty.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she's gonna do it.
Yes, you should.
Yes.
You should.
I'll buy that for Kev. I'm not going to read that out loud so that Kev could have the joy of that turning up for Christmas birthday.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Oh my goodness, I need to remember that. See, all these quiet accountants are coming out of the closet now.
All these, why? It's like, I mean, listen, we joke about secret vampires, but secret accountants. I'm sorry.
It's a good way to end a conversation. People ask me what I do, and I'm like, is it a maternity class? They were like, what's the most interesting thing about you? And I was like, well, I've just got my first book deal, and everybody else was like, oh, I don't want to talk about my thing now. And Kev was like, well, I'm an accountant, so let me break the ice with that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's a good way to end a conversation.
Yeah, conversation killer. Yeah, I know what you mean.
In a room with teachers, we're the worst. Like, if you find another teacher, it just becomes like a 2-hour-long conversation about teaching, and anybody else who doesn't teach has got no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. It sucks you in, doesn't it, the world of schools?
Yeah, it does. It's this whole little drama. Right, let's do another 20-minute sprint. I don't know what I'm going to do. I feel like I want to carry on working, but I'm a bit like hysterical with tiredness, so it could be good for my writing, or it could be really bad. Let's see. Ashlyn, you're writing. Alex, are you attaching body parts to?
Yeah, I think I'm going to finish this arm, you guys, and then I've got one arm already done with a little hand on it. This is the hand, and this is the little sleeve. So I think I'm going to finish this and attach it, and then our little friend will be, she's got a little legs, one wooden leg, you guys, one flesh and blood leg, and then she'll be sorted. So yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan, and then she can go with Mina.
I married one, and how many years on have we been together? Over 20 years, and he's still, oh gosh, nearly 30 years? No, over 20 years. And he's still entertaining me, so we're all good. Accountants are great people. Right, let's do a 20-minute sprint. I think I will continue fleshing out these characters, and you can make your physical characters, Alex. And Ashlyn, are you on characters too? Are we all character fleshing out?
Yes, I am. I'm going.
Excellent.
We're going to finish colouring in my donut, and then I get into the character.
I can't wait to see this donut.
There is a reason for the donut, but it's not book related. She's not book related.
I'm going to make you that donut, Ashlyn, and post it to you secretly.
I want to say something random so you can make me something crocheted. Like, what? I'll think of it. leave
I'll
it
get
with them.
I'll get my noggin thinking for you, Amy. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
I crocheted item from you, Alex. I don't want to be left out.
Just turn up in the post. I'll have to think
Like
what
an
I can make
eyeball
for
or
Amy.
something.
Everybody vote now what we can make for Amy.
The priest at that funeral that I was at, randomly in the middle of the sermon in the church, went on this thing about how young people don't craft anymore because the granny was like a great knitter, and he was like, it seems to be a lost skill these days. I'm like, I don't think you know anyone, do you?
You just need to get on. Just need to get on TikTok. They're all the young people are crocheting away. It's the oldies. It's the oldies like me who are only just getting into it.
Oh, you're not an oldie.
All the young folks.
I think you're the youngest person on screen, Alex. You're definitely not.
I am, although I am 32, 100 years old. Remember, because I have worked in schools, so I became very ancient overnight.
And I mean, being a vampire, you are technically the age that you were turned. So, like,
this is true.
Like Spike's 20, whatever, forever. When he's, a 50-year-old man, it's fine. Okay. A crocheted Mina. There you go.
Crocheted Mina.
Crochet a whole Mina.
There we go. There we go. I can do her. I can do her. I've learned how to do dolls.
Oh, night, Chloe.
Good night. Good night.
I wouldn't say no to a cute little crocheted vampire, definitely. Right, let's go and do a sprint so we can see Alex's fully attached arm. And
I'm crashing now. I'll do my best. How long have I got? 20 minutes?
Yeah, you can do it.
Oh my God. I'll try. I'm going. Can you see the fire coming from my hands?
See you in 20 minutes.
Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Muted. Try again. That is it. We're done.
Hey.
I felt like I really flagged in the last 5 minutes of that. I just started writing headings on pages for next week. Trying a new thing where I'm going to try using Save the Cat to plot, which I've not properly done before. And I've tried writing each beat, because I think there's 15 beats in it. I'm writing each beat to the top of a massive page and then like putting all my ideas for that beat on the page. So we will see. So I just was writing beat names by the end of it. Like I've got no actual ideas left. I'm just copying words out of a book. How did your arm attaching go, Alex?
Yay!
Oh, look at
Hooray! Hooray! We have
success.
two little guys, two little girls rather, with the little arms attached. Leo's noodle arm, she's very long and thin. This is Leo. And this is Mina. There we go, two little friends.
I'm so impressed, Alex. Like,
Yeah,
it's amazing.
So I get to add hair next. So what's really fun about these is ordinarily making a doll like this with a head like this, when you put the hair in them, the head goes really heavy, so they tend to flip and flop. But these guys have like a spine in them. They've got a hair curler inside them to reinforce. So, and I'm really happy with how that turned out. So yeah, we'll see how they go. But yeah, I think they're pretty cute. I think I managed to make them quite accurate to the characters. I think I've done all right. We'll see what happens though with the hair.
All will be well. How do you attach hair to a doll? Is it like one individual strand?
Yes, you have to root it.
Wow.
How long does that take?
For Mina, it will probably be quite a long time, I would have thought, because I'm going to have to do, because she's got a lot of hair. But what I might do for her, so it's not like too heavy, sometimes I do like a sneaky undercut. So she doesn't have like a crazy amount of hair. And then for Leo, because Leo's hair sticks up, like you can see her there, I might end up doing like perhaps like little curls and create like a bit of volume that way. I've also already done a little stripe down the back of their head, so it will help with like the hair thickness and the way it looks, is the plan, because her hair is dark. So we'll see what happens with them, but I don't know. They are quite cute bald though as well.
Yes.
Bald icons. Little friends.
They're very cute. I feel like bald icons could be the name of a doll brand. Like you just coined.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Hair is annoying.
Hair's overrated.
My hair drives me mad.
Oh.
I've quite often thought about shaving all my hair off, but I do have an ugly head, so.
I don't know. I've got so much hair. I don't know what my head is like underneath it. Like,
oh, I've got like a moley, and I've got like a dent in my head. I've got a dent here and a mole here.
I did have my hair short when I was younger, but I don't think I could go back to it. I don't know what shape my head is though, because I haven't looked at the back of it ever, I think. So it could look weird, but I'd just be completely oblivious and just go about with my short hair. I don't know. I'd like to do it again. It's handy.
well,
I feel like it would suit you, Ashlyn, although I think that you've got a nice face. So I think whatever you do.
Oh, I don't know. It's pretty round at the moment.
No, I think you look lovely. I think having glasses helps as well, because it frames your face.
That's true, yeah. I do like my glasses for doing that. They also hide big eye bags, see?
Oh no, you are lovely. I always have to cover my eye bags up, because they are really dark, especially first thing in the morning.
I've given up at this point. Mine are like 4 years of no sleep.
I have a friend who's young and beautiful, and she's like, Alex, you should ice your face.
Nice.
And she has like a roller that she keeps in the fridge and then ices her face. And when I tell you that her skin is beautiful, she's immaculate. So maybe I should listen to her. She did persuade me to start wearing sun cream every day. So there you go. She knows what she's talking about. She's a beautiful girl. So
Literally just started wearing sun cream every day, and I'm like 43, so I definitely feel like it's kind of pointless at this stage, but
No, it's not. It's not pointless at all. It's not pointless. And you are lovely. I think we have all of these worries about aging and stuff, but aging happens to everybody, you know. So
if we're lucky, yeah, it does. Yes,
if we're lucky, exactly.
Yeah, and I think that the Hollywood version of it doesn't appeal to me any more than the natural one, when you see everything lifted and stretched and yeah, I think I'm quite happy to just let things go.
But you're both gorgeous anyway. You've got perfect face shapes.
Thanks. I think I'm mostly hair though. Like I have a really small face. The hair creates the illusion of having like some facial structure, I think. Oh, you are welcome, Sharon. If you would like to go on screen, that would be absolutely lovely. Yay!
Yay!
Exciting to see the progress. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But I'm not. I want to hear what you think. Please update me. I love hearing people's
Go and get
thoughts.
I
just keep getting cursed.
Yes.
The Waterstones bookseller that interviewed me said that she thought that she was going to fall out with me several times over the course of this book, and that she didn't find any of the others like as actually nail biting. And I was like, oh, it's nail biting. Okay, I didn't really realize it was any different from the others.
I cannot wait to read it. I am going to make my way to my favorite bookshop, and I'm going to pick it up because I have been living under a rock. And I'm sorry, this is why I'm suddenly just sharing everybody's social media posts retroactively.
I did notice. I was like, happy publication day.
Yeah.
Oh, bless you.
A week ago.
Honestly, I totally get it. One of my favorite series of the past few years is Kendara Blake's Buffy books. And I realized today that the last one came out 2 days ago.
So cool.
Because mine hasn't arrived yet. Because I think it's a US publisher. So it's like not going to be here by publication day by any means. But I didn't even wish her happy publication day. I was like, I think when you're busy doing other stuff, it's really hard to keep track of other people's stuff, isn't it?
It's tough when you're on the road, you know, and kind of coming back off of all of the craziness in March as well with Book Week. But it means that, you know, everyone else has enjoyed their treat, and I have mine still to come. So I'm going to be feeling very smug when I read it, and I'm like,
thanks, Alex. Oh, the A-team back together.
That sounds like heaven, Raven. Heaven.
I think I'm gonna have to go straight to sleep. I'm so tired. I do try to read in bed, but invariably turns into like hitting myself in the face with a book. So
I've gone a bit tired as well, I have to say. But thank you so much for having me. I've had a lovely time, and it was lovely to catch up with everybody.
Yes, thank you so much, Amy. This is lovely. It's been lovely.
Thank you so much.
Let's try and do it again soon. I know it's hard to coordinate, isn't it? Life gets in the way, but
it does. I'm done with family birthdays for the moment.
Yeah, we're in a quiet birthday patch as well till May now, so I'm gonna let my money build up before I have to spend it all again. Oh, Kev's gone to sleep next to me, so I'm gonna go and wake
me too.
Boy to try and get him upstairs. Night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Mwah. Bye.